Hello everyone, thanks for watching, now playing The Binding of Isaac. As you can see, my script is on my right, I'm probably not going to stick too close to it. Roguelikes have been on the way out. As of late, they're not really popular anymore. Those types of games just don't seem to fit what gamers want, they're too hard, the graphics aren't pretty, the gameplay can get repetitive, the game can hand, you your ass just because it decided to play randomly. Not a lot of choice. But the guys who did Super Meat Boy decided that they'd slap a bunch of dead baby jokes on a roguelike and call it a game. It works. I'll get into the humor later on when I actually show you parts of the game, but I'd like to give you a little bit of warning ahead of time. This is not at all work safe. If you're at work and you get fired for watching this, I'm going to laugh at you. Now that we've said that, if you know what a roguelike is, you'll know that it's a top-down gameplay style that's kind of a dungeon crawler with randomly generated rooms. The Binding of Isaac is kind of like that, but instead of doing the regular hack-and-slash gameplay of, say, Zelda, it uses a shooter mechanic, which is just a little bit interesting. It also has a ton of randomly generated rooms, which actually tend to be very fair. So far, I have not found myself in a room that is impossible to beat. Thankfully, the game just doesn't want to screw you that much. It also has a lot of enemies, and the enemies can power themselves up. The green one you see down there is actually stronger than normal, which is why I'm having so much trouble killing him. It also has plenty of enemy types and plenty of power-ups. You'll see one of those in a few moments. In other words, it's a roguelike. It has a lot of stuff to do. Gameplay-wise, you don't end up seeing a lot of variation on this. In the case of Binding of Isaac, on the other hand, you're going to see a lot of variation simply in the fact that it has over 110 unique items. Not all of them are simply equipable. There's also going to be at least 6 floors to any given dungeon dive. You're going to find a lot of rooms in each dungeon or each floor. You could be looking at upwards of 10. Lots of stuff to do. But the way it's designed, as you can see, I'm breezing through these rooms. Your dives may only last about an hour apiece. You'll be doing lots of them because the game is going to hurt your face, but it's not going to last far too long. As you can hear, the sound is pretty good. The sound effects are decent, the tears sound like tears, have a satisfying splish. When you get burned, it sounds like burns. You can hear the enemies. The music is pretty good. Sound effects, on the other hand, just not amazing. The music does start to get a little bit repetitive as you get into the game. Graphics, as you can see, well, they're pretty roguelike. You have a big square room, you have enemies, and you have monsters. And because the guys did this, they worked on Super Meat Boy, so you can sort of guess what you're going to be seeing. They also worked with, and you'll see in the opening credits, with Newgrounds. So you're going to see a lot of that very Flash-based game style, very hand-drawn. And they actually made a very good decision in this, in that they made it cutesy. As you can see, Isaac, even though he's crying, he does have a very cute sort of look, so even though the subject matter is absolutely scary, the game works. Speaking of subject matter, the entire story behind The Binding of Isaac is that Isaac is a little kid, and his mom just watches evangelical shows all day long. So as Isaac's playing, his mom hears the voice of God, who tells her that Isaac is corrupt, that he must be purified. So she takes away all of his toys. And then God calls again and says, well, no, he's still corrupt, you need to try again. So she strips him naked, sticks him in his room, and leaves him there. Apparently not good enough. God talks to her again for the final time and says, it's not enough, and you must show your devotion to me, so kill him, as a sacrifice to me. And for some reason, Mom decides this is going to be a great old plan and comes for Isaac. Isaac, being a lot smarter than he looks, decides to dive down into the basement to escape her, and this is where we come in. As you're seeing in this game, there is a lot of very creepy stuff. Isaac attacks with his tears, and in fact, this particular version of Isaac only has one eye. There are everything from flies in the game. Some of the enemies are dead babies. Some of them are people with their eyes cut off. You'll see bodies without heads jumping around. And then there's some of the power-ups. For instance, we're just eating pills for no particular reason. There are tarot cards that you use as various powers. All sorts of stuff that doesn't fit your normal type of gameplay. It gets worse when you get to the power-ups. We're talking everything from flies that defend you to a coat hanger that you shove through your head so you cry faster. You can even make a pact with the devil in order to get new powers. And then when you die, you get this little screen, which is literally Isaac saying he has died and leaves all of his possessions to his cat. It's a very dark game, and many times you'll be sitting there going, oh my god, what am I playing? My eyes, my eyes. It's sick. It's twisted. It works. Now, how much is this game gonna run you? About $5. It's cheap. $6 if you want to get the soundtrack. How much is it worth, though? Honestly, $7 to $10. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game, but it feels like a Flash game. It has the longevity of a Flash game. Even though you'll play it repeatedly, you're only going to get about an hour out of it each time, depending on how long it takes you to die. The price point fits the game pretty squarely in terms of what you actually get. The quality's great, you're going to play it a lot. But the game's redeemed by that hamburger rating. I've got 9 hours into this game, and I haven't even beaten the final boss yet. Shows you how much I suck. And apparently, there are more unlocks once you beat the final boss. Well, we already got a 2-to-1 ratio going on here, and considering I'm planning on doing this as a Let's Play pretty soon until I beat the damn thing, it's working. As such, the game gets a resounding 2 patties up. Check it out on Steam, and don't let anyone whose opinion you care about let see you play it. Have fun, folks.